T-minus 7 minutes.
LDAS, place your recorder, send to continue.
And we're about 6.5 minutes away from hot fire right now.
And T-minus 6 minutes, starting LH2 securing. T-minus 5 minutes, initiating TVC spin start.
Yeah, so at this point, they've basically initiated CAPU start, and basically those will be coming up on helium. They'll go into a what we call the wiggle test, which is where they'll gimbal the engines, and then so that's basically coming up here in just a couple of minutes. On the plus side of that, once we get into the engine starts.
T-minus 4 minutes, CAPU start, starting LO2 securing.
Okay, so LO2 is being secured now, so that they're really moving forward in the plus count here. Still roughly at T minus. Three minutes 42 seconds. And so with that, we should be seeing the TVC gimbal profile here in about half a minute or so. Basically, at this point, they've got the water system all turned on. You might be able to see that in some of the views. And that'll basically take care of not only the heat coming off of the engines, but also dampen the tremendous amount of noise that'll be coming off. As mentioned earlier, the hydrogen burn-off igniters will come on at about 12 seconds.
T-minus 3 minutes, starting PSN4.
The inertial navigation mode will be complete at about T-minus 10 seconds. And then basically the enable command for ALS at 9.2 seconds. And then we go into engine start roughly at 6 seconds. Those take about 5 seconds to come up to full operating pressures. And basically at that point, the stage controller will be go for launch or go for test in this case at 2 seconds. And basically we go forward into our profile for the day.
All right, we're coming up on 2 minutes.
There's a gimbal test taking place now.
T minus 2 minutes.
So the call was, they just announced at T minus 2 minutes, which is basically they have finished the gimbal test with the actuators, and they're bringing them back into the null position. And then basically at this point, they basically are getting ready for powering up the engines. Again, core stage transitions to internal power at roughly 1 minute and 30 seconds out.
T minus 1:30, switch to internal power.
And then if Reno gyro compass alignment converges at roughly 1 minute. And then we'll have to go for ALS, and we'll clear that follow short at T minus 33 seconds.
T minus 1 minute, following personnel report go, no go for ALS, AEA, PEA,
Go.
AGA,
Go.
REA, NEA,
Go.
NTC. Vehicle and B2 systems are go for ALS.
Good. And at this point, you see basically the water system has come on full bore.
All right, T minus 30, we're in ALS.
And you just got the official start of ALS. Next up is the hydrogen burn-off igniters come on at 12 seconds before T0.
Press line like this. H-boys on.
Go for engine start.
H-boys are on, and engine starts has been okay. Engine starting up now.
And all personnel, we've got engine start, and we're for the plus count. All personnel, please continue to monitor your system, and grass is in control. Equals 60 seconds starting TBC profile number 1. Again, first time we've got a fire in case everyone go ahead and OTS. So, OTS. Okay, how do you want me to hold down ATS? I can do that. We cancel it out. Okay, I did that TBC for 1 profile, remember? Okay, 2 minutes, 30 seconds starting the FRT profile.
We're about 3.5 minutes into the plus count.
Cameras number still good. That's what we're still leadership. And it's a leadership. It took us 4 minutes 30 seconds to shoot in the FRC profile. Top item 16. It was 5 minutes.
We're just over 5.5 minutes in the plus count.
It's about 6 minutes. Over there from item 16. Got
Several CRCers.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any PCC violations, so I got the we're good. Thanks, sir.
We're coming up on 7 minutes of the plus count.
Easy plus 7 minutes. And 2 plus 7 minutes 30 seconds are TBC profile numbers. Plus 8 minutes. And then the TBC profile numbers.
All right, so we're just over 8 minutes into the plus count.
Personnel are coming up hopefully on the last completion here, and we have a cutoff. All right. REA, can you verify REA on channel 16? REA on channel 16, verify safe engine shutdown, please. and you're in post shutdown standby, correct?
Correct.
Okay, all personnel, that takes us to page 656. All personnel go to page 656 to start the post-hot fire shutdown securing operations.
All right.
Okay, all personnel on page
Bill, as you said
656,
earlier, as we talked about earlier, the team was hoping to get at least 4 minutes of data. And we All right, they are proceeding with their shutdown procedures now. As we said earlier, the team was hoping to get at least 4 minutes of data, and they did get more than 8 minutes, excuse me. So they should have gotten what they need. The team will obviously need to look at that data, but based on what we've seen, Bill, tell us more about what it looked like to you.
Yeah, so they clearly got the full duration that they were after, which is really great news. And I think you heard the applause. They had, the command to shut down, which is exactly what they were looking for. They had no TCC violations, test commit criteria violations that would have prompted an early shutdown. So that was really good news. Clearly there's a lot of data that's going to have to be analyzed. The engineers got to see what worked and what didn't, or what needs to be tweaked and what doesn't. But that said, I think the applause says a lot about how the team feels, that they got through the test, and it looks pretty good right now. Yeah, so there was some, observed burning on the aft end. One of the things that Boeing had done after the last test was to apply a lot of extra cork to the aft end, because we didn't, unfortunately, with this test, right? We're not flying through the thin air as we ascend, and so we knew we were going to have more of that, and that was one of the reasons why they added that. They also put a tape covering over the top of that. We knew that if the tape gets hot enough, that adhesive layer below the tape surface is going to start burning them. So we clearly saw a lot of that, but there was nothing that prompted shut down early, which was really good news.
Great, thank you, Bill. I think that's all the updates that we'll have for you here as the team proceeds through their shutdown procedures. So we'll turn it back over to Lee.